Hello, true believers, and welcome to That 90s Spider-Man Show, the only podcast in the world which is banned in 4 different countries. I'm your host today, I'm Henry, and alongside me, he tried to sell this podcast for a bag of magic beans, it's Jack.
Hi, everyone.
How are you doing today, Jack?
I'm doing okay. I got my tea. I'm being British stereotype, so it's all good.
Fantastic. Yeah, like, you look very sophisticated and ready for some, 90s cartoons.
Yeah, I'm wearing a tuxedo right now.
Smoking a pipe.
Yeah, it's really awkward. We dressed very differently.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm just in my regular jeans. You're here in, a tuxedo like James Bond, and I feel underdressed. And
yeah, I mean, it's a show.
No one's going to see you.
It's a show. I'm presenting myself. I'm debuting myself.
Yeah. You're the show, really, and I'm just here to, talk about the show, which is you. You are the greatest showman I've found.
Oh, I don't want to talk about Greatest Showman. That maybe makes me angry.
It's awful and it's very exploitative. And
yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, people just turning off. I like that. It was a good song.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good song.
I liked Zendaya in it.
Zendaya was actually alright, and I was gonna say I like Zac Efron in it as well. She's pretty. He even. Because I was thinking of Michelle Williams.
He's pretty, is what you were trying to say.
I was gonna say he's pretty good, but I said she's pretty good because I think of Michelle Williams, who's also in that movie.
It's a really weird thing. The woman who's just taken all these really interesting indie roles everywhere, and then
suddenly goes super mainstream.
Yeah,
with the biggest bullshit roles.
In the wife role.
Yeah,
he's that hey, I'm the wife, and then goes off screen again.
Like the loving woman behind the Brock Report.
Oh my god, it's come up already.
Yeah, and I thought
it's like a nervous tick.
I'm trying to get it in every episode now, like Extreme Dinosaurs and the Brock Report.
Oh right.
I'm getting that in every episode.
I don't think we got Extreme Dinosaurs in the last one though.
Plenty of time for that. I got to make 2 now.
Unless you did it and I didn't notice, and it just dropped in there.
It's just likely. But I'm going to assume we haven't.
This doesn't count as bringing it up though.
No, I've got to actually bring it up in the episode, which we'll get to at some point during this very long recording.
I think most of this episode should be a review of The Greatest Showman.
With out there Spider-Man and Marvel references woven in.
I mean, we got a connection. Zendaya's MJ.
Yeah, Wolverine is Hugh Jackman, who's also
Wolverine is Hugh Jackman.
He might as well be at this point. I don't know who you're gonna bring in to have replace Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Well, people must have been pissed when he got cast, because you think how sensitive people get about casting. You know, if someone hasn't played the exact same role before. Yeah. But Hugh Jackman, bringing him in at that stage in his career, it's what, the guy from fucking Oklahoma?
Yeah.
That musical guy, who's extremely tall when this is meant to be a really angry short man.
Yeah, a guy with a Napoleon complex who's kind of built like a large rabid mammal.
And now he's
the definitive Wolverine.
Yeah, to the point where everyone's terrified about the recasting. Yeah. Even though I think they could get someone in to do a completely different version and it will be good.
Danny DeVito probably would be really down for that.
Fuck it.
He's a live Wolverine as it is. He's probably not even acting.
I mean, he's nothing like Wolverine in any way, other than being short.
He's extremely feral. And I imagine someone says Babylon.
Yeah, but I feel we're also, you're talking more about Frank Reynolds than Danny DeVito.
To me, they're the same person.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. Frank Reynolds is as Wolverine as we want to see.
Yeah, I think if anyone decided not to listen to the last podcast, they'd be very confused right now why we're talking about I mean, to be honest, even in context, it's still confusing.
Weird as hell.
I mean, this is a podcast about Spider-Man the animated series where we're going episode by episode.
That is actually what we'll get to, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, we can get to that right now.
We could get to that right now.
We don't need to say we'll get to that at some point. Anyway, here's what I think about we're talking about Zac Efron's performance in The Greatest Showman. We're getting really specific into a show that's very specific as it is about something completely different.
This is what you get. You get range as well as specificity. I butchered that. Anyway. Today, we're talking about episode 3 of our podcast and episode 3 of That 90s Spider-Man Show, which is our podcast. And also Spider-Man the Animated Series, which is the show we are podcasting.
You said that whole thing Yoda. The clauses were all everywhere, but I still got it, so it works.
Yeah. Yoda's got it all down. But
let's talk about The Last Jedi.
So The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we should probably get into the episode.
Yeah.
And we're talking this week about the Spider Slayer. But you say we did it last week, but no, the Spider Slayers are back.
Yeah, it's the return of the Spider Slayer.
Yeah.
To be honest, when I can't remember the order of any of these episodes. I knew the Spider Slayers would come back, but when I saw this was the title of the episode, my first response was like, "Oh, great!" Like we're 3 episodes in, and instead of like a interesting supervillain or interesting development, it's like, "Oh, we're gonna follow up on the to be continued of last week immediately, and we're gonna see these new Spider Slayers with Alistair Smythe." And I was kind of like, "Oh, well, this is fine, but this shouldn't be right away." Like,
well, I guess it was kind of implied from the to be continued. But
yeah,
it was going to be continued.
But I also feel like as a title, the Return of the Spider Slayer, it's like, oh my god, he's back. Like, not like
he's still here.
Yeah.
Like that's not return. That's like he went to the bathroom and came back. It's like
yeah, but what they're saying that like
you don't even miss him.
They mention at the start of this episode it's been several months.
Yeah.
Which is so it's interesting that nothing really has happened to him and his. In terms of like crazy Spider-Man stuff,
he's been holding on for that date with MJ for like months now.
Yeah, and it makes sense as well because he needed time to actually make these robots.
Yeah.
Like rather than just like, oh god, I'm so pissed about my dad's death yesterday. Luckily, I've created all this shit already.
Yeah. Mourn him? No, why mourn him when I can make more spider robots? That's what he would have wanted.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Which is what Alex
especially as Spencer never seemed that into it. He was doing it as a job to get the hover chair.
He looked wildly out of his depth.
Yeah, and he was just there like, he was just kind of like a nice guy.
Yeah.
He was just like doing it for the money. He's like, oh, I'll get this Spider-Man guy. He seems like a bad guy.
And
he gets him, and then he just like dies because of it. And then his son is like, I'll do what my dad always wanted to do, which was create giant robot spiders.
And I feel like he's at the right end of the stick. Like maybe like Alistair Smythe isn't like the brightest like lamp in the lamp box.
I think they did a wise thing this episode, and they just made him insane.
He's
they
lost his mind.
just like because they get to a point where they kind of give him a justification. They point out why it doesn't work, and then
they just go with it anyway.
And then even Spider-Man's like, yeah, this guy's brain is not in the right place right now.
Grief has driven him wild.
Yeah, it's driven him mild,
mildly to madness.
But
I'm just all over the place.
as you mentioned just now, like about MJ, he's still being hounded. And this is where we start the episode. He's just on the phone. He's talking as Peter Parker, but he's upside down, like
at a payphone.
And he's chatting to Aunt May, who's like, we're meant to be having this date with my neighbor's niece.
You've been putting it off for 3 months now, Peter. Come on.
Yeah, and he keeps saying no, and you can kind of understand why, because I feel like the person your aunt or your mother figure would set you up with, setting her up with Miss Watson's niece.
Yeah.
And it's just because they're friends. And it's like, oh, well, she's a nice girl. She's got a nice job.
They're the same age.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see how this kind of stuff happens. Like, I've seen my mum has done it with me. She hasn't made me go on a date, but she's like mentioned, like, oh, that girl's nice. And I'm just like, she's literally just my age.
And she happens, yeah.
And isn't like a career criminal, so therefore pair them up.
Therefore compatible. But, like, yeah, even if, like, I don't know, if I was Pete in that situation and I found, like, this attractive girl who my aunt set me up with, I find it super weird. Like, do you remember that first time you had to go home to your mom, you're like, oh, this is the girl that I do things with, and you get to explain it to your mother, and it's just weird for that first few seconds.
I tell you what, you don't need to say, this is the girl I do things with. That's definitely on you for making that situation weird.
I mean, like...
I go, like, I mentioned beforehand, I'm dating this person, and then they arrive and they already know their name, and then I don't mention any sexual activity at any point.
No, like...
It's the secret is you don't mention that at all.
You didn't, like, show up uninvited to your mother's house, like, dragging this poor teenage girl, like, completely confused and go, this is the person I do sexual activities with. That's not the way to go, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna write this down, actually, because I feel like I could really learn something here. It's like, I've been doing it all wrong this time. And why do they keep running out crying? That sounds like, like the beginning of, like, an episode of Criminal Minds or something, and that's not where I want to go with this at all.
Right, anyway, back to the
like,
episode.
Like, on the bright side, like, it's taken us 3 episodes to get to be, like, on an FBI list, which is...
No, you're already there. You're already there. You said other stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit I've said, and 3 hours of content that really should not have been said, I guess.
They're building a case file, for sure.
Eventually, this podcast will end when I get, like, the FBI to come in, like, the SWAT team burst into this room and take me away.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it gets episode 10 before that happens. I want to see...
Well, hopefully we get it on recording as well.
That'll be, like, straight away, like, more subscribers, and they'll be like, we'll be known as the one where the guy got arrested halfway through because he was a crazy person.
That's a viral headline there. Man is arrested for crimes across international borders.
We're talking shit to China for no reason.
Yeah.
For attempting to solve the Israel-Palestine debate with 90s cartoons.
Yeah, and the FBI arrested him during his 90s Spider-Man podcast. You know, this started off as a headline, but now it's just a rambling article that doesn't make sense.
Anyway, we should go back to the episode now.
might just like cut that out and just like keep that for myself.
It's pretty good.
He's on the phone and we jump right into the action because he gets this call. He's kind of like, putting off the date, and then immediately attacked by the same Spider Slayer as last time, the Black Widow.
Yeah.
And he just goes up onto the roof. He ends up sort of damaging it a bit by using these microwave signals from like just a random tower.
It's pretty clever actually from Peter, because like you kind of see him like be like a smart person rather than like his usual like less than smart self. So he kind of picks up a satellite, I guess, and just fries this thing. And he knows it's going to work before he does it, which is it's fascinating thing.
And he takes it down to the street, and during this fight as well, he drops a spider tracer on it, which
he introduces actually in this episode.
Yeah, which is all over the comics and everything, and the cartoons and everything. It's a handy plot thing, but it's also something that you can imagine that Peter Parker would be able to create. Yeah. But I don't think they've ever done that in the movies. I always think they were a bit like...
Well, they did a little bit in Homecoming. They kind of like...
Well, they just have that drone.
The drone, right? Which is technically what that would be.
Yeah, but I feel like just the idea of like he just being in a fight, someone's getting away, he just throws like a little thing at them, it sticks on them, and then they get away, but he can go find them later. It's just a plot thing, but it's also just like a cool little thing, rather than like a giant spider drone going around telling him what's going on.
It feels less like a cheat and more like just him being on the fly improvisation, which is what he's kind of known for.
And then we cut to, is it the Chrysler building, but like Kingpin's lair, and as we know from the last episode, they've teamed up Kingpin and Alistair Smythe, who's looking for revenge on Spider-Man for his father's death. Which
I think he got wrong over completely. But on the plus side, he has his hover chair without the spider splat, which is
he just got it immediately. In between episodes, but he's not really happy about it. He's just like
it just feels so driven him wild. He's like gone crazy now,
and all he wants to do is get revenge on a certain amount of people, and he's been given all the finance in a lab he needs to do that by the Kingpin. But the idea is you'll get this lab to yourself once Spider-Man is dead, but until then you're in my employ. And it's kind of quite a tense relationship, which is interesting because they're two bad people, but they hate each other, it seems like. Fisk doesn't give a shit about him, is very clear about it, and Alistair kind of feels like he's going on his revenge mission and doesn't like, or it's not like he's like, I love crime now.
He just needs revenge, and they both realise that they're the best chance they have of actually like doing that. Even as like he says, "Fuck you, Kingpin, I'm still wearing man," and then Kingpin's like, "Get Spider-Man, and then we'll talk." And you can see him like grumbling, going like, "This motherfucker, I'm gonna like get Spider-Man, I'm gonna show him." And it's a really interesting dynamic actually, just to see that kind of go through, because you kind of sometimes with these cartoons you kind of get this thing where like all the bad guys are teaming up together to beat this guy, they're best friends, but they're like dicks, and this isn't that at all.
But he's got some new stuff on his side now, because Spider-Man sort of doesn't defeat the Black Widow, but kind of seems to be fighting it a lot better than before. Yeah. And then another one turns out, which is this kind of
like purpley one.
Well, it's kind of like a tarantula thing, I think, but they don't actually name it.
No, like they haven't bothered naming anything beyond like the Black Widow.
Yeah, and this one I guess that was Spencer Smythe's thing, is that he would come up with a cool name. Alistair Smythe's like, I'm just gonna create a giant robot. Still arachnids, but
I feel like that's probably the more useful side of the spider robot creation, is creating the robot rather than calling them.
He needs to now have a son who will go, okay, I'll take those ideas, but I'll remove the spider element and just make these giant robots, and they don't need to be giant spiders anymore.
Dad, like, these spider legs are super impractical. No wonder Spider-Man keeps winning. He's like, son, my father created those legs, and you will not talk ill about our family legacy. And they have like this like really tense moment, and then they burst into tears, and like manly like father-son tears, and it's It'd be quite beautiful. But that doesn't happen, unfortunately, because...
Well, instead, this second Slayer comes after him, and it seems more powerful than before. It's got like an ice gun and stuff like that.
It's slightly bigger as well.
Yeah. He's kind of doing okay against it. He saves a woman whose dog just like runs out into the street, which I love. They kind of... No one seems to know this is happening, but like a mother and her daughter come out with a dog. Like, they're just going to take the dog for a walk. Like, they just go for a little stroll. Oh, it's like 7 p.m. It's just evening. We're like... Nice little walk. And then they immediately go out and there's just like giant robots fighting there.
I love how like uncowed this 7-year-old girl is. She's like, I want one. Fuck this dog. I want a giant spider robot. Which makes sense actually, because if I was a 7-year-old girl, which I am in so many ways, but like, if I was an actual 7-year-old girl, or spider robot, I want a spider robot even. And I'd give away any dog I'd have. I'd sacrifice many dogs.
If you were a 7-year-old spider robot.
Or a 7-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Or like a spider robot, which is dressed like a 7-year-old girl. Like little like spider robot.
This is why no one's letting you make TV shows.
I mean, like, they would just accept one pitch. Like, just give me a chance, man. They've had weirder shit on Netflix. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry.
They'll put anything on Netflix.
They will put anything on Netflix.
Netflix original.
Yeah.
Anyway, Spider-Man saves this dog from a giant spider robot.
Completely undeserving dog.
But then he's caught by these robots. They like tie him up and everything, and he gets gassed.
And they kind of carry him back.
I kind of thought there was some kind of switcheroo there, but he just 100% just gets taken out immediately.
Just bites it immediately. Carry him out like they do in the last episode. You kind of think, oh no, Spider-Man's actually fucked up here. And you kind of think, like, what this episode is really good at doing is raising the stakes. Because in the last episode, you never really feel like Peter's in any danger at any point. But very quickly they established that, holy shit, like, Spider-Man might be outmatched here.
And also, it's not just Giant Robot wants to beat Spider-Man again. I mean, that's kind of what it is, but they do have a different plot with it, because they take him back to the lair, and you think, okay, this is very similar to the last one, because they bring in JJ.
Yeah.
So J. Jonah Jameson turns up, and he's like, well, what's going on? He's been blindfolded. I guess he doesn't know where he is at all. And he is shown Spider-Man, who is tied up, and he's like, oh, I get to unmask him, and he's like super happy about it. And this is the first time we kind of see him really like his anti-Spider-Man stuff. Yeah.
It's a very romantic surprise thing, isn't it? You can imagine like a Valentine's Day movie where like you're like J. Jonah Jameson being led by the hand, like, can I open my eyes now? And he's like, yes, you can open your eyes. Like, oh, Spider-Man? How did you know?
Yeah, and well, what happens is a nice little reversal where then JJ is also tied up and like in these shackles, and they have a bomb that is connected to both their wrists, and hours put on it, and then they just drop them off randomly in the city to just fend for themselves.
Yeah.
Which I thought was I kind of wanted to make fun of it at first, but then I thought this kind of makes sense for Alistair Smythe, because he's just kind of like, he wants revenge, and he lumps JJ in with this as well as part of this revenge, as I guess part of his rivalry with Spider-Man, and the fact that he's been seeing all this bad stuff about him is connected.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a bit loose, but he's kind of a bit nutty, as Spider-Man points out.
I feel like this is the point where he's kind of like reliving what happened with his father, and just everyone involved in that kind of gets like pulled in again. But my favorite part is like Spider-Man knows that's going to happen. So as like JJ goes to unmask him, he's kind of like gets his like arms like restrained. He's like, haha, you think that was gonna go down, you punk bitch? And Spider-Man the whole way through, even as he's been like tied up and then there's a bomb attached to his wrist, he's trolling JJ, and it's glorious.
Yeah, that whole sequence is really funny, because you think he's at a real disadvantage here.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a bomb on him, he's tied up.
But he's talking some mad shit.
He's just constantly talking shit. It's actually really funny. And this is the point where this episode went from probably the one I was least excited to view in this entire season to one that I was actually really enjoying, because
it goes off the rails.
Yeah, and he's just really funny.
Yeah, Smythe. You were in on that whole deal. Why don't you attach yourself to this bomb and leave me out of it?
Have you ever thought of becoming a family therapist?
I remember like thinking about it, like we were saying, like during the episode, he goes like full Deadpool with it. Before you know Spider-Man kind of wisecracks, but he is just like actively just like talking shit and just making funny jokes, and
which is how I think he should be. Which is weird how in the movies we've seen Deadpool be like that more. Which obviously that's Deadpool's thing as well, but coming after Spider-Man, it's like, well, what if it was this Spider-Man type character, but it's more R-rated, and he's also an assassin, and he's a bit Wolverine side as well, and he's getting meta and talking to the audience and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the actual just making jokes constantly while he fights, that's Spider-Man's whole thing.
That's his modus operandi.
And he's really good here, because it's a good way of just, it's faking confidence, but it's also throwing people off. And this whole scene is just so funny.
It's glorious.
But we find out that Smythe is on a revenge kick against a bunch of different people.
All the motherfuckers.
He's after Spider-Man, he's after J. Jonah Jameson, but he's also after Flash, Eddie Brock, and Norman Osborn.
It's everybody from the last episode.
Everyone who was involved, apart from Kingpin, who I'm assuming at this point he still doesn't know that Kingpin was involved in.
No.
He was financing the whole operation in the first place.
Well, he kind of knows now because he's financing this operation, but like I don't think he would know.
But
involved
I mean,
last
he doesn't.
time.
Yeah, he knows he's supporting his operation, but I don't know if he knows he was behind the scenes with Norman Osborn last time.
Which is classic Kingpin.
Yeah, exactly. And if he does know, he doesn't seem to care.
No, he's just like mad for revenge.
So they drop them off in the city. They're like fleeing for their lives, trying to figure out how to stop this bomb going off.
J. Jonah Jameson he's upset because he's got a bomb attached to him. He's like, "Why are you bringing me this into Spider-Man?" And then Spider-Man's like, "Shut the fuck up, man."
Yeah, it's really great because there's no kindness there, and Spider-Man's being a complete dick, but you kind of get it because you're like, well,
It's being a pain in the ass.
yeah, and he just doesn't seem to care about him at all. So he's just picking him up and like swinging around with him, like
He tucks someone into his arm like a briefcase at one point.
yeah, it's so good.
And you kind of see like JJ like that's there like not really sure how to react, just screaming the whole way through, and it's fantastic. But Spider-Man has a plan.
Well, he goes to track down the traces he has on these other robots.
Exactamundo.
Yeah, and Flash is actually on a date with Felicia, and during this, but when we're first introduced, they're just chatting. They're clearly at this end of this date where it's going pretty well for them. And then Harry Osborn just comes through the door and just completely
Just cock blocks him.
yeah, it's the worst because he's very loudly whispering like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then Flash is just responding. They're like inches away from Felicia, like, "It's going pretty well, but can you just fuck off?" And then Harry's like, "Oh, okay."
I get it. Nudge, nudge. Wait, no, Harry, fuck off.
And then they're attacked.
And that's a perfect date ruiner. It's on a giant spider robot coming and attacks you.
And
I've ruined many dates that way.
Yeah, and they had this kind of reaction as well, just like complete confusion, just like what, why, what,
Not
why am I
again.
doing? Especially Flash, because Flash, you can argue that people had bad intentions in the last episode, like JJ had bad intentions in his involvement with Spider-Man at all, but Flash was just dressed as Spider-Man and then got attacked and chased and kidnapped, and he had no part in it, but he's still targeted because
He happened
was
to be
just there. He was just like a victim in this, but he still deserves to die apparently.
Yeah. He's got like PTSD about it as well. He's kind of like, oh shit, not again. He starts pegging it. He leaves Felicia Hardy just in the wind.
And this allows Spider-Man to come back, and he, as Flash is being dragged in to, like, I guess be hit by these pincer lasers, he's pulled in, and then Spider-Man just gets on top and uses that to remove Jameson from the bomb, just throw him to one side. And then he starts to take out the Black Widow in the best way possible, because I'm just thinking, like, it would be kind of boring if he just takes him out in the same way, or just, like, makes it hit the wrong thing, or something like that. But instead, he just goes to a nearby construction site, hooks him up to a crane, just gets in the seat in a little cabin, and just picks it up and just starts swinging it into buildings and stuff. It's so funny and just ludicrous.
Like, I like how he just thought of that on the spot. He wasn't going to do that, but he was like, I'm going to go with this forklift. This is going to be fun. And, like, the best thing is he knows how to, like, operate it.
Yeah, and he just drops the line. What was the line he drops? "I hope nobody wants to see my union card." And he just drops it in, and it's so funny because at that moment he's just hanging out, he's just swinging him around, and he's just like, he's having the time of his life, and he's just making jokes on his own.
Yeah. And there's a bomb strapped to his, like, arm, and he's like, no, this is cool, this is fun.
Yeah, it's so great because it's just free of the pain of, like, the responsibility sides and everything. He's just having fun.
He's just fucking around. But, like, the funniest part for me about this sequence is that, like, yeah, he beats the robot, then, like, you see, like, J. Jonah Jameson, like, run away, and then you kind of cut to the scene where you hear, like, all these people crowding around the crane, and it turns out that Spider-Man's just been sitting in.
Yeah. Yeah, they cut to a long shot, and he's just still sat there.
Like the 60s cartoon, just sitting.
Yeah, behind the desk. It's just like a ridiculous meme, but
he's just in a crane instead. If I was Spider-Man, I'd do the same thing. I'd just be like, yeah, I want to chill here for a bit, and just acknowledge the weird situation I'm in.
But he's kind of taken down, or at least, like, for now, taken down the Black Widow, but the tarantula robot thing has gone after. Yeah, and he's gone after Eddie Brock. But before we know it's after him, we just cut to Eddie Brock, who's getting a new job we don't know where this is, but it's a rival newspaper.
Yeah, that's kind of implied.
He's talking to an editor, and the editor's like, okay, well, you got fired for a reason. We're not that happy about bringing you in.
But we do need you.
Yeah, but he's like, I need you, so he just takes him in, and immediately the wall gets broken down by this giant robot. Eddie Brock's like, what the hell? And just runs away.
Yeah.
And this giant robot's after him, and Spider-Man comes in last minute and sort of saves him, but he's kind of talking shit to him because Eddie Brock's like, oh, for God's sake, you're
This asshole
screwing
again.
with my life again.
The most, like, entertaining part for me is that, like, obviously, like, Eddie Brock here is voiced by Hank Azaria.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, it's the first time we get this, like, an extended, like, Eddie Brock scene. I just kept picturing Mo, like, doing
Yeah,
all these
because
lines.
of course Azaria plays several characters in The Simpsons,
Yeah.
and Mo is. I remember you mentioned this to me, and I thought you were just making a joke because he voices Mo. But then when you hear it, oh god, this guy actually sounds like Mo,
He sounds like Mo.
which just throws you off completely.
And even Dialogue was like, oh, not this again, which is something Mo says, like, on a very regular basis. He's the same, like, down in his luck character.
Yeah, who is also a scumbag. Like,
Yeah.
Lucky for you, I happen to need a reporter. Just stay out of trouble.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Thank you. I promise you will not get any trouble from me.
He's lonely and he has all this bad stuff happen
Yeah.
to him, but he's also just a bit of a creep.
He kind of deserves it a little bit.
And he's just the perfect person for this situation. But during the scene, Spider-Man comes in, he intervenes, and he gets the spider to stab its leg into a fuse box, which kind of
Shots it,
deactivates
yeah.
it. And it's all well and good, but Eddie Brock goes back to the newspaper office to talk to the editor, and the editor's pissed off because he comes out and it's just this building is just destroyed, but he takes it out immediately on Eddie Brock.
He's like, this is your fault. And
Yeah.
you, like, trouble would follow you.
And he fires him immediately. He's been employed there for about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's immediately fired.
Yeah. And he's like, Spider-Man!
Yeah.
Shaking his fist into the sky, setting the precedent for what's coming later.
Yeah, and we assume I don't want to look ahead to see what's coming when, but for all we know, Venom could be a season 2, a season 3 thing.
It could be episode 6 by the way they're going by.
Well, that's the thing, they're building all this stuff up already, because I thought in the last episode it's kind of like, oh, you show him he's a bit of a scumbag, he doesn't really like Spider-Man, and maybe doesn't like Peter Parker, so the character is there. But this one, he's just like getting all the reasons, like he's got fired because of Spider-Man twice now.
Like, in, like, the space of, like, 2, like, months.
Yeah.
Like, from job to job. It's not like he has, like, a job in between where he has, like, no Spider-Man related incidents. It's like, everywhere he goes, Spider-Man is fucking up his life.
And last time he was kind of getting involved with shady people and shady dealings.
But this one, he just went for a job interview.
Yeah, he literally just goes for a job interview, attacked by a giant spider, gets fired. That's the worst day ever.
It's really just classic, like, Eddie Brock, and it's fantastic.
And then we go back to Smythe, and he launches his final Spider Slayer. This time it isn't a spider, it's another arachnid, it's scorpion type thing.
Yeah. He's kind of, like, got rid of the whole spider theme, but he's kind of, like, using it to better effect now, because it's more practical.
And this one seems more powerful, but it goes straight after Osborn instead. And Osborn is in Oscorp. He's already sort of prepared, and he has these little tank things that are marching out.
A little Daleks or something like that, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're just, like, easily destroyed by this thing.
So pathetic.
During this fight, the Black Widow and the Tarantula come back down, and they kind of join together in this, like, Megazord thing.
And it's glorious.
And as soon as I saw this, I was like, this is a toy, surely.
Yeah,
This
this
is
has
a
to be
toy.
a toy.
This is a Transformers type thing.
Yeah.
And I found out something online after we watched the episode. But, I mean, this is according to the Facebook page for the show. So, I mean,
Pinch of salt.
yeah. But one of the producers, John Semper Jr., apparently didn't like this episode at all because he felt that these Spider Slayers were included just for the toys, which I guess goes against the
Ethos,
vision,
I guess.
the artistic vision of the show. Apparently, he later rewatched it and like ended up liking it because
It's actually pretty great.
But apparently, initially, he was like pissed off about this and the last episode because he was just like, "Well, these are just here to be toys." And he's kind of right, because when they start fitting together, they don't really fit together in a way that makes that much sense.
Like, it'd be, like, slow and impractical, and, like, they don't... There's no advantage to it except more guns.
Yeah, they just literally pile on top of each
Yeah.
other and just become one big target.
Yeah.
But they still take down all the defenses and leave.
And they don't take any damage. They just kind of just, like, waltz through.
During this, Spider-Man arrives on the scene because he's traced them back here, and he kind of starts to fight them, but he ends up getting his ass kicked. But he's in the labs and he finds some liquid nitrogen and like
Liquid
gets rid of the
oxygen.
bomb. Oh, was that oxygen?
It says, like, locks on the front, which is... I'm pretty sure like a Jewish kind of bagel, but like they say liquid oxygen, which is not how you'd say that, but like...
Surely it's nitrogen. I thought they said nitrogen.
No, it says LOX, it says LOX.
Oh, okay, but either way, he freezes the shackle, and so he's now got the bomb that's still going to go off, but it's no longer attached to it.
So he can like throw it away for when he needs it, and turns out he will need it later on, and it's Chekhov's gun kind of way.
And since all his defenses have been destroyed, Osborn's now on a run and he gets in his car and flees the scene.
His car sucks, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, for a multi-billionaire, what's he doing in that, like, fucking, like, Homer Simpson sedan? Like, it's just...
it's a proper Simpsons just background car.
And, like, you're like, you could afford a better car, and, like, you watch this car just handle horribly. I don't know if, like, they kind of incorporate, like, giant spider monsters into, like, the test drives, but I feel like they should, because this car fails miserably, that test. It's just driving away, and then it goes onto the bridge.
Yeah, George Washington Bridge.
Yeah, and it, like, stacks it.
Yeah, he just it doesn't really attack him. It just stands there and he just crashes into them
Because his car handles badly.
And it's hard to express this in the podcast, but they do this hard cut to him just with his head on the wheel with their beeping horn, and like, it's just it's really like it's just this best comic timing, but it's surely not a comic moment.
It's glorious.
So it wipes him out, and surely it's about to take him down, but Spider-Man arrives on the scene to fight this sort of
giant
tri-spider.
Trider? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a thing. Didn't
Yeah.
work.
Maybe that's why they didn't name it, because they just thought they'd fuck it up. Spencer Smythe would have come in, he would have called it something cool.
But it's not here anymore, so we've got to like just power on, live on in his legacy as he would have wanted.
Anyway, so Spider-Man comes to the scene, he saves Norman Osborn, gets him to safety, lures this Trider, whatever, to the top of the bridge, where he plants the bomb on it.
It explodes.
Falls in a river.
But before it does that, there's this whole, like, the final, like, big tarantula thing kind of, like, hangs on the edge, and it's like, why me?
Yeah, probably, like, gets, like, this sad sort of farewell, which kind of would make sense for, like, a sentient villain.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, they're still getting their sadness of, like, oh, I'm about to die. But it does look like it has some realization of its own mortality.
I feel like it gets more of a send-off than Spencer Smythe did.
Yeah, who just, like, fucking blew up. Just Alistair Smythe looking over his shoulder. I hope my dad's alright.
Boom.
Yeah. Oh, I guess
He's
not.
not.
In any other cartoon, you'd be like, well, he'd come back because you didn't see a body. But no, he's just not gonna come
incinerated.
back. He's just gone.
It's actually pretty good comic timing, actually, if we can talk about that. Like, the comic timing, like, inadvertently is quite good in a lot of these episodes.
Yeah, and sometimes like the voice actor for Spider-Man, I've forgotten his name. I think he's just really good.
He's fantastic. He goes like a bit Ryan Reynolds with it.
Yeah, maybe he should have voiced Detective Pikachu.
Like, I'm sure like he's like rolling the royalties from there, so he didn't need to take it.
Yeah, I keep getting bummed out about Detective Pikachu because I get really excited about it because I'm like, I think it looks really good.
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, but I'm just Ryan Reynolds' voice.
In a Pikachu.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. And he also, I thought maybe when he got cast he'd do a bit of a voice, but he's just Ryan Reynolds. And when you're hearing Ryan Reynolds' voice disembodied now, it's Deadpool.
It's like Deadpool Pikachu, and that would be cool if they were going for that, but it feels like they're not going for that and it's just happening anyway.
Yeah, it should have been Danny DeVito is what I'm saying.
I mean, like, in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Maybe have like a dad in the next one where like his dad would Danny DeVito.
Dad Pikachu.
Dad Pikachu.
Yeah.
Dadachu.
Father Pikachu. No, that's the religious one.
Yeah, that's a priest Pikachu.
Anyway, at the end of this episode, we then Peter's back home and he's kind of doing that. He's sewing his costume. Like,
He's got rips in the
yeah, which is kind of a nice moment because you think Spider-Man's like very confident in this episode and he's taking everything that's thrown at him quite easily. But he still has this thing at the end of the episode that'll kind of remind of, well, a win for Spider-Man is not a win for Peter Parker because he's just like, at the end of the day, he spent all this time almost getting killed, has to sew his costume
on a sewing machine.
Yeah, and there's no reward for him there for a good day's work. But he's fixing his costume, and then Aunt May's calling him down like, oh, this is the night of the big date with Mary Jane Watson.
And his face is a kaleidoscope of disappointment.
Oh yeah, he goes through all these crazy faces. The animation is like really off the rails on his face sometimes.
Like his eyes like move between like expressions, and like his face like falls apart and comes back together again.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like,
he really
it's like a Bucky video game or something.
Yeah, it's like something out of like a Gmod series or something like that. It's just like his face is falling apart. That's how much he doesn't want to go on this date.
And then his first thought is, okay, I'll pretend to be ill. And he pretends, and Aunt May immediately buys it. She reads his temperature, but I think every single time she feels the warmth of his skin, goes, oh, you're hot.
He's supposed to be called in a court, but he's not.
So Aunt May asks him, come downstairs. She's actually going to be here in a minute. The doorbell goes.
And she's here.
And he's like, well, you got to go get it now. Peter's like, fuck's
Fine.
sake, I've got to do it. And then he gets to the door.
And there is Mary Jane.
Who says the line.
The line we're all expecting you saying.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot.
Which is right there from the comics, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and it's a good. I thought they were going to drag it out more. Like they drag out ages in the comics. It's like it's 42 issues.
Oh my god, really?
Of I can't remember when she's first mentioned, but it's quite early on, and they keep mentioning it. And then I think early on you see her, but her face is obscured. And
how long has Peter been running away from the date in the comics?
Well, I don't know, but I mean by issue 42, I think he might have graduated. So I think it's I think he's at least like 2 years, because I think he starts when he's like 15, so maybe 3 years, because he goes to college and then he meets her. I'm not sure exactly, but it's 42 issues, which is a while.
It's a lot of issues to be running away from a date.
Yeah, but here she appears, and that's like our closure on the episode. It's quite a good ending, and I wish we could have got that in the movies a bit.
I want like Peter's faces from that reaction in the movies. Like Tobey Maguire could have done that perfectly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Kirsten Dunst calls him Tiger, but I'm not sure if she actually says the jackpot phrase.
No, she says "Go get him, Tiger" at the end of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, which is the best movie ever.
It's the last line of the movie. Like we'll get into this Mary Jane in that movie at a later date, but yeah.
So, what do you think of this episode in general?
I think it's one of my favourites so far of the series.
Yeah, I was really surprised by how much I liked it, because I think
wild.
Coming into the episode in general. The season in general, I was surprised at how funny I found it, because I thought a lot of the jokes would just be like kind of terrible,
like kids jokes.
Yeah, and I actually found them quite funny, and this one was incredibly funny the whole time. And I feel like they took maybe one of the worst concepts of just remember that giant spider robot. Here's some more of that, and just like a filler episode in between the actual interesting storylines that are going on. But this is actually just really fun.
It's just a lot of fun, like more than like any of the other episodes a bit. Like the episodes haven't had like an excuse of setting up story, so like I thought they would have ramped up a bit more earlier. But like this is the one where it really just kicks in to like proper 90s cartoon, and it's insane. And yeah, it's probably my favourite so far of them. One of the highlights for me is just watching all the reaction faces. Like Alistair Smythe all the way through this is making like these like evil faces as he types into his machines. Like,
oh yeah,
I will have my revenge.
I actually, again, that's another thing with Alistair Smythe. I thought that he was going to be quite boring. I remember him because he's in so much of the show. He's running, because I don't think he's like defeated or apprehended for pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah.
So he's just always there behind these schemes. And I remembered watching it as a kid, being kind of like, oh, it's that guy again.
It's an asshole.
You know? But instead, he's kind of taken an interesting direction here, because he's just immediately like, okay, I'm pissed off about my dad, but I've actually been driven like a bit crazy over this.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to have this independence. I'm not going to do what the Kingpin tells me. I'm going to use the Kingpin as best as I can. And I'm going to do weird stuff like connect a bomb to J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man.
It's so pointless and unnecessary, but it's like a supervillain thing to do. His mullet's getting worse, though. It's getting all like scraggly in the back. Like it's like a party when it's like 2 a.m, everyone's gone home, and there's only the jockeys left.
Anything else you want to add?
Best episode of like the series so far, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But going to like the origins of this stuff.
Ooh.
I actually don't know much about Alistair Smythe. I know where he ends up, which I guess we'll go into the origins of later stuff with Alistair Smythe when that comes up.
Yeah.
Because there's some crazy stuff. But initially, all I really knew is what I knew from the cartoon. But actually, he turns up quite late. All the way in The Amazing Spider-Man 192.
Whoa.
This isn't even when he turns up. In 1979, which is a good, like, I mean, it must be over
17 years since the first comic, I think.
Yeah, and it's definitely like, I don't know, 12, 13 years since Spencer Smythe turned up.
Yeah.
But at this point, Spider-Man and J. Jonah Jameson are tied together by a bomb. Mm-hmm. And that was Spencer Smythe's doing.
Oh, that was his idea?
Yeah, because it's kind of like a revenge thing, because I think JJ kind of screws him over a bit by pulling the funding or something. He starts hating J. Jonah Jameson as well for being a part of this. And they kind of took that aspect of it and like planted it in this episode, which I didn't really expect them to they clearly were fans of the comics that like tried to figure out how to adapt certain storylines.
Yeah.
And then the actual first appearance of Alistair Smythe is all the way in 1985.
Oh my god.
So you got over like 20 years since the start of the series. And it's not even in the main series, it's in the Amazing Spider-Man Annual 19.
Annual 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 19th annual, like, I don't know. Like,
Well, they do the annual issue. Like, the first Sinister Six appearance is maybe not the first annual, the second annual. For the first annual, he meets the Avengers or something. It's always just like a
one-off,
here's
like,
a
event.
one-off like story.
like an all-star event kind of thing.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
I know usually like twice as long, so you get more stuff.
Sweet.
This one, honestly, I haven't read this, but I want to now because it sounds crazy. The front cover of it has got Mary Jane Watson like pulling her shirt open and revealing a Spider-Man costume.
Oh,
And I thought, how is this going to be relevant?
how is this going to go? Pray tell.
Before we get into that, I should mention Spencer Smythe dies in the comics as well, but he doesn't die from an off-screen explosion or anything like that. He dies because of prolonged exposure to radioactive samples.
I don't know why that's funny.
Well, that's how the kangaroo died as well, I think. They both died because of radiation. But I think this actually ends up like leading to some stuff with Alistair Smythe way down the line. But I think this is one of the reasons why Alistair Smythe hates J. Jonah Jameson in the comics is because his association with making these robots, these spider slayers with radioactive materials was the reason for his death and was funded by J. Jameson for a lot of it.
Yeah.
So in this, that's how he dies, and then Alistair inherits the legacy, and you know he hates Spider-Man and he uses Spider Slayers to attack him. I don't really know much about what happens at this point, just in the Spider Slayer robot phase, but in his first comic, he does like get involved in this ridiculous misunderstanding with Mary Jane Watson.
Okay.
He ends up mistaking MJ for Spider-Man. Like he believes that she's him in disguise,
Right.
and she convinces him of it. Well, this whole time
Does she know that it's Peter Spider-Man at this point?
yeah, and
Okay, that makes
she's trying to give him time.
Yeah.
You know, so she tries to convince him. Like she was like, well, basically, I'm wearing an exoskeleton under this suit.
What?
So that's why I look like a man, you know, I don't have a female form
Okay.
as like a Spider Woman because I've got an exoskeleton which was designed by aliens. Which
I mean,
is,
of course.
and then he's just like, yeah, sure. And
Yeah,
just like goes with
I
it.
buy that.
And then it was that distraction that gives Spider-Man the time to like get his shit together and defeat him.
Okay.
I really need to read this issue because just from the description I read,
That sounds wild.
that's great. And I love the idea of her coming up with that because she has like a explanation that is kind of ludicrous as it is, and it just she adds in it was made by aliens.
Just with an extra like bit of jazz to it. But that's probably what sells it, really. But like, how long does Smythe buy this? Is what I'm curious about. How much does Peter need to get his shit together to beat him? Is it like months on end of just like Alistair going like, how will I defeat this alien woman?
I think he just buys him 5 minutes.
That makes sense. Actually, now I think about it.
And now we'll turn to this episode's edition of Weird Law Bullshit Corner.
Weird Law Bullshit Corner.
Yeah, I mean that works.
I don't remember the tune of that. I just
Yeah, because you were talking about a jingle, but I think that actually kind of works. It's kind of soothing. I like it.
Like a new wave bossa nova kind of thing.
But I was trying to come up with one of these every week, and you know we've had some great successes so far. That it's getting to a point. It's like, I mean, this is kind of a very lofty way for me to speak of myself. But you know, you made Batman Begins. You know, it's a great start to a trilogy. You make The Dark Knight. It's incredible.
And
then
there's all this expectation.
yeah, and then the last one is like, how is the third one ever gonna deal with it? And that's, you know, you have that second sequel syndrome where they just don't know how to handle it. So I'm a bit worried that I'm just not going to be able to match up to Webman and the Kangaroo.
Oh man, the kangaroo.
Who just like Webman, just like I can't believe that was a thing. I just can't believe I didn't know about it. And then the Kangaroo I knew about, but
Kangaroo was transcendent. What we're worried about today is that this will be the Godfather 3 of the Weird Law Bullshit Corner.
yeah, exactly. But I think you might get something just out of the name.
Oh god, here we go.
I've been reading a lot of Spider-Verse lately.
Oh god, yeah.
Which, you know, beyond the movie that came out, is actually a far more complicated event series that happened in recent years, quite recently, like within the last 5 years, I think, in the comics. And there was the Spider-Verse event that brought in all these different alternate universe Spider-Man who had to face off against a common threat.
Oh no.
That ended,
Okay.
but there's now been a new event
Oh god.
It's called Spider-Geddon.
Oh no.
And I haven't read this yet. I think it's like 2019, maybe late 2018. It's really recent. But I remember something going around because everyone's like, oh, there's this new Spider-Man that everyone is like, this guy is great.
He was not Spider-Ham.
No, because there's all these different types of Spider-Man out there. This guy, he's Peter Parker.
Okay.
But let's run through his origin. Peter Parker is this promising young student. Goes with Gwen Stacy to Horizon Labs.
Sure.
Which is the place he works at in the comics as well.
Fantastic.
But he goes there and he's looking at this colony of spiders.
Oh no.
They're like shooting like radioactivity at them and all this kind of stuff.
Oh god, yeah.
And something goes wrong.
Oh, something goes wrong. Oh no.
He falls into the colony and he's seemingly devoured by these spiders.
They ate Peter Parker.
Yeah, it seems like he's done.
He's spider food.
And you think like maybe this is just some update of a strange new Spider-Man. Maybe he just comes out of it alive, like, oh god, you know, I went through something horrible, got bit by loads of spiders at once.
I'm in constant agony. Take me to a hospital.
But it turns out he is actually eaten.
You get to see like Spider-Man just get eaten. They don't like shit him out or something like that, do they?
Well, maybe, I don't know. But the spiders become a singular hive mind construct that have absorbed his consciousness.
What?
So he's like a hive mind.
He's literally just multiple spiders like working together to create a person.
What do you think he's called?
Give me a second here. Spiderweb Man?
No, he's called Spiders Man. I just wanted you to bring this guy up because I just like the name is just so good.
That's glorious.
Because you just like just imagine they're like making a list of all these different Spider-Men they can bring in, and someone just puts an extra S on it. Oh, fucking genius!
And like slew clap him, give this man a raise. Like Stanley gives him a personal hug.
They play up the horror of this because he's literally like, I'll show you a quick photo.
Oh, okay. That's...
I mean, he's literally a swarm of spiders, or whatever the word is. I guess swarm, and they're all just making a humanoid shape in a Spider-Man costume.
Yeah.
And he's just walking around, and he's got one singular mind. He's like a hive mind.
Those are spiders.
Yeah. And I think there's a point when it's first revealed where he's attacked by, what is it, Jack-O-Lantern? Do you know that guy? Oh, he's great. He kind of like, he flies around, he's got a big pumpkin head, and he like throws bombs or something. He's kind of a bit like Green Goblin, but...
The Green Goblin makes a headless horseman or something like that.
Yeah, but then he gets attacked by him, and he like slashes his back, and then it's just like spiders come out, and they just like swarm all over him, and he's like, ah.
Worst nightmare, I think.
The thing is, when I looked up this guy, I thought, well, okay, there's not really much to add. It's kind of a crazy premise, and he's got a funny name.
Yeah, very self-explanatory.
But, you know, this is the Spiders Man of Earth 11580.
There are different versions of Spiders Man.
There's one that came up. There's a series like an alternate universe of reimaginings of these heroes called Earth X. And I haven't read any of these. I've been meaning to, but they have these alternate versions of everyone.
Yeah.
And so this is Earth 9997. There's a lot of different universes.
Oh,
and this guy looks great. Like, look at this guy.
Oh shit, he's fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
He's like a priest or something. Like a sun druid.
The idea with this guy is that he was just a homeless man, and he was like overtaken by the Terrigen mists, which I don't know if you know about.
No,
they've turned up in Inhumans, which I haven't seen.
I've not seen.
But I've read in the comics, and they turn up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And basically the idea, this is where Inhumans come from. They're exposed to these mists, and it brings out these special genes in them that gives them their powers and their weird appearances.
They're like the Fantastic Four a little bit, but not quite like that.
Yeah, but it's a deliberate thing. It's like a rite of passage. It's like, oh, you're 18, or
expose you to this like dangerous gas, which gives you powers.
yeah, and then some people come out like, oh wow, I can control light with my mind, and some people turn up and like, oh, I've got like a giant head now. Great.
God, like all my hats are ruined. Like...
Yeah, I guess it's a very extreme version of puberty where some people get really bad acne and some people just get more handsome.
Yeah, or like Peter Parker in this like 90s Spider-Man show. Some people like grow beaks and just crack coconuts.
But this guy,
some people turn into like giant dinosaur people.
Talking about it, that his whole thing is that he turns into like a reptilian creature. That's what you can see in a photo. He's got his like claws out. He kind of looks like the lizard a little bit.
Yeah.
But the idea is that this version of him, he's kind of got this pattern on his skin that looks like Spider-Man's costume. So he's got these dark black around his eyes, and then he's got this checkered pattern, like kind of like the Lizard does in the actual 90s show.
Yeah.
But he looks like that, and it kind of looks like the web, so he kind of looks like the Spider-Man costume.
Or like the Spider-Man costume.
Yeah. I don't really know much about him. I know he's a religious speaker. He's this kind of priest role. But I haven't really read these comics, so I don't know more other than the image, which we'll include in the description. He looks great. I mean, I only just came across this because I was looking at the other Spiders Man, who is more obviously a Spiders Man. But I came across this guy, and apparently he can cast like energy webs with his hands, which I guess is another reason for the Spiders Man name.
Sure, I mean.
And then anyone like caught up and then like experience like illusions. So he can fuck with their minds.
So it's a bit mysterious as well.
Apparently, like, okay, I'll just read from the Wikipedia here. Like, usually Spider-Man uses his powers to make someone relive some of their most tragic moments.
Oh god!
Like making Captain America relive the death of Bucky, to making the Thing relive the death of the Human Torch, which apparently happened in his
apparently
universe.
he bites it.
Yeah,
Gets extinguished. Flame off.
And he makes. But anyway, going into like the funniest thing about this to me is that I didn't even get far into the sentence before I realised I have to like just say it to you. But there's a weaknesses column here, and the first line is Spider's Man was exceedingly self-conscious about his self-worth and his appearance, which is a major weakness, which I think many of us have actually.
He's too insecure.
Yeah. I find Spider's Man incredibly relatable, both versions.
Yeah, we're like kindred spirits. Except he's made of spiders and I'm not. At least doing a thing.
Well, the lizard guy though, the lizard version, he's the one with the lack of self-worth. So
the Spider's Man have any kind of like psychological issues? Is he like insecure about his height, or is he like, if only I was a real man, I could love like a real man, instead of like a man with the spiders I am?
I can't see any weaknesses here.
The Spider's Man fuck is what I want to know.
Well, there's not much known about this Spider's Man because I think it's still this ongoing event. I think it was only like a month ago he first showed up in the comics, actually.
Yeah.
So that's really recent. Maybe we'll find out about how he feels about his appearance later on. But probably not great. Or maybe great because the spiders are like, well, we're spiders, it's fine.
But they're spiders. Wouldn't they find like people like hideous?
Yeah, but then they're also the mind of Peter Parker across spiders.
I mean, of course.
Anyway,
I don't know how you'd feel about all this.
Going back to the lizard Spider's Man. The actual quote here is, he was quite possibly sensitive to touch as well, but this could be a psychological issue stemming from his hang-ups over his appearance.
Aww.
So it just sounds like if you like get turned into this weird reptilian creature, you probably feel pretty bad about yourself. People feel like really strange about if they have any kind of skin problem, or not even that, not even any kind of affliction, but just
like acne.
Yeah, or just like I'm just like a little bit like more overweight than I want to be, or I wish I was a bit taller. Like everyone has all this stuff, but like imagine if you had that but you turned into like an actual reptilian creature,
like a bright red lizard man. Like you'd be like, you'd never really see the light of day. You'd be like, how would you go on dates?
Oh man, I feel like if
everyone would swipe left on him.
I think if I had to have one singular image sort of represent weird law bullshit corner, it would be this guy. Just he looks so weird. That is just great, and more so than the Spider's Man one, because he kind of looks like horrific in a kind of scary way. This guy just looks like he's just had a shit time, really.
Yeah, he's suffering the whole way through this. It's ruined his life.
Yeah.
In the best possible way. Like, imagine like being in like a nightclub and then like finding this guy like grinding on you, and you like look him in the eye and you go like, "Sorry, mate," and you walk away, and you watch him just like fall apart inside. Like, you must be so lonely.
I like the idea that you come across a reptilian creature in a club and you kind of just politely move away.
I mean, like, yeah, like you haven't been to Birmingham many times. I mean,
anyway, that's the end of Weird Little Bullshit Corner. That's what I got this week. What this keeps happening though is that I keep trying to find one and end up coming across multiple. Like Webman, I ended up talking about the whole of those Spidey super stories, and also talking about the iguana and Stegron, which always cracks you up. The extreme dinosaur himself.
The most extreme of dinosaurs.
Yeah, and then last week, what did we talk about last week again?
Talk about the kangaroo.
Yeah, the kangaroo, but then it was two kangaroos.
It's a whole like legacy of kangaroo.
Yeah, and then it was the clone of the kangaroo he died twice.
And then someone else took the mantle of kangaroo, and each time the origin is stupider. It's great.
And now there's two Spiders-mans. Spiders-men?
Spiders-Man? Into the Spiders-verse?
I hope this guy... Because they're probably going to do a sequel to Into the Spider-Verse, so maybe... I mean, well, there's so many Spider-Man to bring up. I feel like he'd be right at the bottom of the list.
But, like, imagine if, like, Spiders-Man 1 and Spiders-Man 2 kind of met and they were like, holy shit, you're hideous. And then, like, Spiders-Man 2 just bursts into tears.
I think maybe they just get on really well.
I feel like one would be really confident, one would be really just, like, insecure and depressed. He's like, come on, man. Like, at least you're not just, like, a load of spiders, like, lumped together. He's like, I wish it was that, man. I wish it was that. Maybe then someone would love me. Who would win a fight between, like, Spiders-Man and Spiders-Man?
I think Spiders-Man would win.
I would say Spider-Man. I kind of disagree. I'd say Spiders-Man would win.
Oh, well, you know, each to their own.
Agree to disagree. So for the spiders, like, do they get, like, each individual one? Do they get, like, the bad event? So let's say, like, Spiders-Man with the endwebs kind of touches Spiders-Man with the spiders and says, like, relive your, like, worst moment. They relive Peter Parker's worst moment or the spider's worst moment?
I think both of them are eating Peter Parker, though. I don't think either of them had a good time.
Yeah.
Spiders aren't meant to eat people, really.
No,
especially these aren't, like, big spiders or anything. They're, like, little spiders.
It's be agony. It's like having, like, an
Man,
entire...
how long would it have taken them to...
It took days, and they'd be like, I don't want to eat anymore.
Do they even have... Like, they don't really have, like, human mouths to, like, chew things in that way.
It was, like, eating this, like, dude over, like, several hours.
I've just seen, like, the most funny quote. There's just literally... It's Eddie Brock, and he says, I promise you will not get any trouble from me. And in the action line, the tarantula crashes into the building. God,
Which is like a shorthand for, like, Eddie Brock's life.
The thing
in
is,
general.
say we got 20 episodes more before Venom. You know, we got 20 episodes of just random bad shit happening. Is every single episode so far? We got, like, the Lizard fucked him over, Spider-Man fucked him over, the Spider Slayers fucked him over. Like, he's lost 2 jobs
already. He's applied for 2 jobs, lost 2 jobs. I don't think he'll last another 20 episodes.
Yeah.
He'll go crazy well before
We're gonna be
that.
like on episode like 9 and he's like addicted to drugs and you know,
living on the street.
Yeah, and he's beaten up by just a random drunk guy wearing a Spider-Man mask. He's just having the worst time.
Like a spider bites him, but he doesn't get like powers, he just gets sick.
Yeah, he gets radiation poisoning from the same spider.
Does he get like cancer in the comics?
Yeah, he actually does get cancer in
Yeah,
the comics.
from like a radioactive spider. That just...
Well, I don't think he got it from a radioactive spider.
He just had cancer.
I think he just had it like a normal person gets cancer.
Just unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's that's well in the future for Eddie Brock. Next episode is gonna be him trying to start out on his own with his own like journalistic show called the Brock Report. He's gonna buy a motorcycle and then Spider-Man's gonna like crash it and he'll cut off all the bills.
Oh god, why are we back to the Brock Report again?
Every time. Until we
I guess he can't do the Brock Report because the Brock Report is like a web series. It's like a Vice Land sort of thing that Tom Hardy was doing.
Yeah.
Where he's going like, homelessness is a big issue in this city. Next time, see me on the Brock Report again. Bye.
He's gonna find something like really bad.
Can't do it now. There's no YouTube in the 90s.
There's no internet. It's like dial-up connection, and then that.
Yeah, and he can't get a fucking job anywhere because it keeps blowing up around him.
He's just like unemployment. Like the Czech Spider-Man comes in and just like ruins that for him, so he's just like...
Is this Breaking Bad for Eddie Brock?
It starts a meth lab.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, we made the comparison early on that they have a similar amount of episodes, but like maybe that's it, just like a slow descent into criminality.
Imagine if like Vince Gilligan, his inspiration for Breaking Bad was actually this TV show.
I'd love to hear him say that. Just like this respected like man in television was inspired not even by the comics, but by the 90s show's adaptation of one's 90s storyline. One
character, like minor like villain who turns into something big later.
Yeah.
Not even like Peter Parker, but like Eddie Brock. He like identified with him. He was like, there was a tarantula robot in my life as well, called my ex-wife.
You know, I'm not even joking when I would have rather seen Vince Gilligan's Venom. Imagine that, as that's the title as well. It's like Clive Barker's Hellraiser, but it's Vince Gilligan's Venom, and it's 5 seasons before he becomes Venom.
It's Bryan Cranston as Eddie Brock.
Yeah. Well, though, I guess that's a possibility down the line because we have a TV show coming out about Alfred, which is about Alfred before...
He was Alfred.
Yeah, and I think it's before he's even like the butler to the Wayne family.
It's
so it's like, this is how Alfred becomes a butler.
How was that a positive story in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I think he's like meant to be a military man, so maybe he'll have some history where he's like have some traumatizing experiences, and it just ends with him having a really boring job.
I'd be like if like
Which is boring for a long time, and then it just so happens the guy he's looking after becomes Batman.
That'd be like if Jeffrey from like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was like Shaft 20 years ago. He's like a jive talking like motherfucker. He's like, I'm gonna take these motherfuckers down. And at some point, he kind of just became this British dude and went and like to Bel-Air to become a manservant. There's surely other jobs you could take. Like I'd have any other job besides like, oh, I could take 10 to this kid now.
I guess it kind of like he was just a job, but then like the parents died and he's like, I guess I'm a father figure now.
Yeah.
Now I'm connected. And then just when he's like, well, this guy's like, you know, moving on with his life. He's in his 20s. He's going traveling. He's hanging out with these crazy dudes from this like League of Shadows. Yeah, it's all good. He's like finding himself out there. I can just quit. You know, I made quite a lot of money, but then it's like he comes back and he's like, I'm going to dress up as a bat and fight crime.
He's got like a little retirement check and like, fuck.
Yeah.
He throws it away.
Yeah, because he's like, you know, he might just like end up hurting himself, like jumping off a building. So I need to be there for that. But then also, if he pulls it off, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I hang out with a Batman.
And he's trying to talk him out of it, and he's like, no, I already made the cave and everything. He's like, shit.
Yeah. We're going for it. And he's like, well, fine, if you're going for it, you might as well have a bat-themed car.
Yeah, you might as well just go full out with it. And he's like, I didn't think of that, Alfred.
Yeah. I'll go look around to see if there are any other orphans you can recruit. When one Robin like decides to leave and become Nightwing, he's like, oh man, I really miss having Robin. And Alfred's like, I've got like 5 other kids like ready.
I've got a guy.
I got a guy. He just tells me whenever someone gets orphaned in the city. Like, is he good at acrobatics though?
We can teach him. He's
yeah.
only like 3. He'll learn. And Batman asks him like, so how are they orphaned? And then Alfred's like, don't worry about it. Don't need to know. So probably like, Alfred's like killing parents out there just so like Batman has like, enough orphans to like run his crime fighting business. Because yeah, like you just go to an orphanage, but there's all this paperwork and it's just. So
the business of orphan killing is strong in Gotham. Like everyone's an orphan. Yeah. It's not even like that special. It's like, oh, so your parents were killed? My parents were killed, and my foster parents, and my butler. So imagine if Batman was caught and like everyone knew who it was, and he had to explain. He's like, oh, well, my parents were killed, and everyone was like,
okay.
Yeah, loads of people die in a city, and we don't all become bat people.
Well, maybe they should be. Like they're all like different like woodland creatures.
Maybe. Well, they'll be different animals.
Yeah.
Or different kinds of rodents.
Yeah.
I'm water vole, man.
I'm squirrel man.
Yeah. I'm starfish nosed mole man.
I'm flying fox man.
I don't want to stick with the moles, but naked mole rat man. Because those guys look crazy.
They look so fucking weird. Great. Like, I would love to have one of those, like in Kim Possible, but like...
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see a humanoid version of it, though. It's kind of horrible.
Oh, well, that's definitely the remake of it, though. Like, there's, like Disney have done this all, like, really shit, like, remakes of, like, Aladdin and stuff.
I was going to remake Kim Possible.
But
with like a man playing...
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like... It'll probably still look less terrifying than Will Smith's Genie.
Like, Vincent D'Onofrio to play, like, Rufus.
You just want Vincent D'Onofrio to play everyone.
Yeah, that's my one dream. Him and John Malkovich, just all the roles in like every remake. Maybe Will Smith is like, I don't know, like maybe Ron Unstoppable. We'll brainstorm it. If like Disney want to return my calls, which they're not doing, but they will, eventually. I'll get that greenlit.
They're not letting you make anything after this podcast.
Yeah, like if I ever become like employed with Disney, this is what's gonna take me down. So, for future Henry, whenever you're out there, like, making it big, fuck you. You deserve this. Also, hi from 2019. So, I believe that concludes episode 3 of That 90s Spider-Man Show. I hope you had a beautiful time. How about you? How have you found today, Jack?
I think it goes good. Oh, we got some, like, social media we can plug as well.
Absolutely, and, yeah.
So, we got... on Twitter where That 90s SM show is the username, so you can look us up on there. And
please follow us.
And everything else will just like be linked through there, so you can just find it out there.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, my username is JAlexG_. You find me there. And Henry
is at Not Again Henry, because I'm constantly doing things that people don't want me to do.
Yeah, you're probably saying this to yourself as you listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
And just imagine how many times I'm saying it when I edit out half of what he says.
It's my internal monologue just going, not again, Henry. Fucking hell.
It's like a catchphrase. We're living in this kind of very strange sitcom.
And there's like a laugh track behind us, but like no one's actually laughing. They're just kind of groaning and like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's like a David Lynch sitcom.
My life was David Lynch sitcom, where like instead of like Kramer's just like universally hated, I'm like a Kramer if he was just a piece of shit. Which he just turned out to be in real life, actually. Weirdly enough. I'm not racist though, just so I should clarify. Not like Michael Richards.
Not again, Henry.
So yeah, that's the end of our podcast. There's another episode. Hope you had a lovable time. Follow us on social media. Try not to remember the rest of this. This is all a shit show.
I say don't follow Henry.
Don't follow me. It's just for your own good.
Yeah, imagine what his Twitter's like. Jesus Christ.
Imagine meeting me in real life. God, don't do that.
I'm only here for the podcast.
Yeah.
After this, I'm taking this fucking tuxedo off.
Man, you must be so uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah, it's so hot.
So. And the shoes. Why would you bring the shoes? Like, you're not even walking anywhere. You look like James Bond.
Yeah, I should have just gone completely naked like you did.
I mean, like, I'm not hot, am I? No, I'm very breezy.
Yeah, I thought you looked stupid, but it was me.
No, at least I look stupid. At least I'm cool.
Yeah,
You know? I'm just like aired out. It's great. Okay, that's the end of the podcast.
this has had like 5 endings. This is like the Return of the King.
It's like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, I'm gonna edit everything out. It's gonna be a 20-minute episode.
But no, this is the end of the podcast. Go about your lives better, more Spider-Man-y.